Good Monday morning to you, Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota Twin City Subaru, 802 Honda, all located off of exit 7 on Interstate 89. Looking at the latest visual satellite, you can see a lot of cloud cover. Don't expect much other than a few breaks in some parts of the Champlain Valley, and maybe east of the Green Mountains across the lower portion of the Connecticut River Valley, especially eastern and southern parts of Vermont. That's going to be about it. Expect a very gray stretch of weather ahead. Looking at the current temperatures across the region, 40s basically east of the Greens, and you have some low to mid 50s already starting to develop across some parts of western Vermont. Looking at the bigger picture here, we have a significant trough located over central parts of Canada, the area of low pressure over Hudson Bay, and a pretty strong shortwave producing some gusty winds here. This is all going to go zonal, that is pretty much west to east, and this ridge is going to flatten. And we're going to see weather systems kind of zip across near the Great Lakes and work toward us, but this is going to happen after a fairly significant rainstorm that's going to push on in with some higher moisture levels to that, and then it's going to be followed by some windy weather. Currently a ridge of higher pressure overhead, kind of good for nothing. It's not going to erode the cloud cover, unfortunately. And taking a look at the 6-hourly increments, you can see that weather system out to the west of us with this kind of general flow and this ridge of higher pressure. And looking at the 6-hourlies, this is the rain pushes on out, so no issues there later on this afternoon, but we're left with a lot of cloud cover. We get a little bit of sprinkles here and there from time to time, but nothing of any great shakes. And we're into Wednesday morning now at 12Z, a little bit of shower activity in northern areas, then a little bit in southern areas and northern areas, and then finally all of that collapses as we get into Thursday. And it's not looking too good for trick-or-treaters, as you can see the bulk of this rain with precipitable water running about 2 to 4 standard deviations, sigma, which is a fairly significant amount of overall moisture. That's going to be working into the region with a warm front, an occluded front, triple point, and then the backside of that system is going to be carrying lots of wind, as it's a 995 area low pressure. Nothing super significant except the gradient that's going to be pushing on through Vermont. And this will be happening after some pretty decent rainfall, potentially somewhere between 1 and maybe locally 3 inches of total rainfall. And that could mess us up with a little bit of uprooting, something we'll have to watch down the road. Looking at the GFS ensemble centered on Montpelier, Vermont, you can see the main precipitation here. That's going to be taking place on the 31st, Halloween, carrying over into the 1st. And the European has this a little bit set back more into the 31st, mostly Thursday afternoon, evening, and into the early morning hours on Friday before much windier weather begins to move in. Total QPF, as I mentioned, is relatively healthy. We're talking, here's the 1-inch line, 1.5, 2 inches. The center line of the ensembles puts it somewhere around 1.85. The GFS latest model run indicated over 2 inches, 2.19 inches. The European is also in agreement, not quite as high as the GFS, but still a very significant rainfall, all occurring on Thursday. And you can see how precipitable water builds up to the event and then sharply falls off with the passage of a cold front. It looks like early Friday, mid-morning, late morning, something like that. And the precipitation will be in the form of rain. This is looking at 850 hectopascal temperatures, approximately the top of Mount Mansfield. And it looks like we don't go below the freezing line, the 0 degree centigrade line here, until after the event is over. And it puts us into favoring more snowflakes than frozen precipitation than liquid at that point in time. Precipitation type. And switching over to temperature, you can see that interestingly, the European model gives us somewhere between 60 and 65 degrees Wednesday, Thursday, and into the day on Friday before that sharp lowering of the temperature with the sharp cold front. And temperature dew points right now look like they fall off significantly on the 1st, of course, and that goes into Friday. Can't miss the main storm track here coming out of the Gulf of Mexico. A big supply of moisture, and then it works its way right through New England, and a pretty broad area of precipitation. As a continuation of things to come, looks like temperatures have cooled mightily here, 24 degrees below normal. A couple spots here in the northern plains, central plains, and the Rocky Mountains. With our temperatures running just a little bit above normal, we're starting to see temperatures cool back to about neutral, but a good portion to our west is cooling on down with another ridge of higher pressure building in across the west coast. And the climate reanalyzer, we have a fairly major area of colder temperatures in the western half of the United States into some parts of Canada. High latitude blocking is causing Arctic amplification in temperature across the northern Arctic. And same thing is occurring in some of these temperatures, 0.6 of a degree for the world, 1.1 degrees for the northern hemisphere. And for the southern hemisphere, 0.2 of a degree above normal. We're running about 3.2 degrees above normal centigrade for the Arctic. Antarctic is also up. You can see some of those oranger colors there. And for the tropics, kind of par for the course, about a 0.5 degree above normal for centigrade. In the tropics, one spot to worry about. This is only about a 20% chance for tropical cyclone, and not going to affect anywhere any worries here. We do have Pablo that's way out, and this is a tropical system. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.